I want to welcome you to the masterclass on goal achievement. So, who is this class for? Well, if you are somebody who is struggling to meet your goals, if you're somebody that has a goal in place and you're close, but you're just not quite there, maybe you've got a goal in place that you know you're going to achieve, but you want to go past that, or maybe you're that person that wants to take a quantum leap and blow that goal out of the water, then this class is for you. What we're going to talk about today not only applies to a money goal, it will also apply to relationships, your career if you want to get promoted, as an example, even to your health. It's all the same formula. I promise you this, I'm going to give you a step-by-step approach, and it's going to help you not only to set the right kind of goals, but also to achieve those goals. I'm also going to talk about SMART goals and why I truly believe that SMART goals are really kind of dumb. So this is me. I'm Janet Metzger, and I am the owner of Own Your Jam Coaching. But why Own Your Jam? Well, I believe if it's your goal, you want to own it, you got to own that jam. It's yours. Nobody wants it more for you than you do. So own it. So a little bit about me. I have run very large businesses, over $60 million, but I've also done startups. Okay, so I've kind of had the gamut there. I've had over 17 years of experience on the corporate side of network marketing. I have built my own businesses, and I have run teams of over 12,000 people, and they've been scattered throughout the United States. So big businesses, very big businesses. I've been in sales management in several different industries, including industrial sales. I've got nonprofit experience. So it's a pretty diverse background. But I will tell you this, it does not matter what the industry was. It was always about goals, setting the right goals and achieving those goals. So it doesn't matter. Goals are goals. Here's the thing that you want to remember is that when it comes to a goal, if you've got the right goal with a plan in place, you're going to win. You're going to win once you change your paradigm. More about that later. Still not sure? This sounds like you. If you are somebody that worries about money, if it keeps you up at night, if you're living from paycheck to paycheck, if you are someone who's not achieving your goals at work, and quite frankly, you're a little worried, am I going to have my job next year? Maybe you're somebody that every year the goals just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, I'm going to tell you what, that ain't going to change. Because in business, you have to run increases. You have to grow. So that's not going to change. Your goals are going to get bigger from year to year. You're working really hard. Maybe that's you. I know you're all working really, really hard. But it's not making a difference. You've lost confidence in yourself. Man, I have been there. That is not a good place to be. Okay, but you've lost confidence in yourself and you just don't know what you can do to achieve those goals. Maybe you're a business owner and you're a business owner, an entrepreneur that wants to grow their business. Okay, and not only is it about setting goals for yourself, but this is a system that you can help your team and your company set goals. So it works for everybody. I hope this is you. And if it's not, it can be. It should be. That you just want and you deserve more. Everybody deserves more. You can get whatever you choose to do. So this is you. You're in the right place. So why am I here? I mean, I've got a lot of experience. There's a lot of different things we could talk about from P&L to HR, whatever. But here's why I thought it was important to talk to you about goals. Because I have seen far too many people leave their goals and their dreams and money on the table. And that just breaks my heart because I know they could do so much more. So why? Why does this happen? Well, people don't know how to set the right kind of goals. Once they've got those goals in place, they don't know how to achieve them. And they don't know why they're not achieving it. It's not for lack of effort. And finally, they don't know what's getting in their way. And I can tell you this, most of the time they're getting in their own way. This is Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is my mentor. I have followed Bob Proctor a number of years. When it came time for me to open up my own business, I just made a decision. You know what? This is somebody that you believe in, you trust, you've used his methods. Why don't you work alongside him? You know, Bob truly is the leader in the industry. And what Bob has done, he has worked in this industry for over 58 years. He's done it longer than anybody that is alive. And he is truly a master of it. He actually starred in the movie The Secret. So, what I'm going to share with you today can change your life. And I can tell you that because it really and truly has changed my life. So, I'm going to put you to work. I need you to have a piece of paper and a pen handy, okay? So this is a fun little exercise. But what I want you to do is I want you to write down how much you earned last month. How much you earned last month before taxes. Before the government took some of your money, okay? So let's say that number is, I don't know, $5,000, okay? So take that number that you wrote down and double it. Okay, take that new number and double it again. Okay, so in the example I'm using, $5,000 a month, you're going to double it to 10,000. And then you just doubled it again to 20,000. Let's take that last number and double it again. We went from 20 to 40. And what the heck, let's do it one more time. Let's double it, that last number, in my case, 40,000 to 80,000. Okay, so you've doubled and doubled and doubled and doubled, okay? So, look at that new number. How would you like that to be your monthly income? Because it's entirely possible. Now, here's a question I have for you. Do you believe it'll happen? Chances are you don't. Most people don't believe it. Most people don't believe it. I get it. I get it. Why don't they? Well, they've never done anything like that. They don't know anybody that makes that kind of money. They feel a bit powerless. I mean, I don't know how to do it. I'd like to do it, but I don't know how to do it. I'm going to tell you this. When you make the shift that we're going to talk about, when you make a shift in your paradigm, that number is entirely possible. Not only is that number possible, but you can even go bigger than that. So we're going to talk about the ABCs, your ABCs of goals. Okay? So there's 3 types of goals that we are going to talk about. The first one is the A-type goal. That's a goal that, quite frankly, really isn't a goal because you've already done it before. It's kind of old hat. You know how to do it. So an example of an A-type goal could be your vacation. You want to go on vacation next year. You want to get out of the cold weather. Okay? And you want to go to Mexico. Well, see, you've been to Mexico for the last 4 or 5 years. You go every year. You like to go there. And your goal this year is I want to go to Mexico again next year. Well, that's not a goal. You already know how to do it. You've been there, done that. It's old hat. It's stagnant. Okay? That's an A-type goal. You already know how to do it. You already know how to do it. Okay? So let's talk next about B-type goals. Now, B-type goals are what most of us are familiar with. They're like a SMART goal. Okay? A B-type goal is a bit of a stretch. Not a huge stretch, but it's a stretch. So in the case of your Mexican vacation, let's say that, you know what, this year we're going to go out on a limb and we're going to go for 2 weeks. Well, guess what? That's not that much of a stretch. You already know how to get to Mexico. You know where you're going to stay. You've done all of the research. All you're going to do is you're going to spend a little bit more money and you're going to stay a little bit longer. It's a little bit of a stretch, but not a big stretch. That's a B type goal. In business, you will see that in most businesses, people set B type goals. You know, a business owner will say, you know what, we're going to reach and we're going to get a 9% increase this year. Typically, increases are anywhere between 5 and 9%. They're not 200-300%. That's crazy. Okay, they're between 5 and 9% because heaven forbid you should ever set a double-digit goal increase. Okay, that's a really bad goal. I'm going to tell you what, that is a really, really bad goal. And here's the reason why. It doesn't stretch you at all. You might think that's a bit of a stretch. But here's the real world. Most of the time, prices go up 3 to 5%. So you're going to get a lift just by increasing prices. You haven't served any more customers. You haven't increased your market share. So bad goal, bad goal. Here's the other thing about a B goal that makes it a bad goal is it doesn't get you that excited. You don't get that excited. Whoa, I'm going to increase my sales 5%. Nobody cares about that. The minute something goes wrong, you stop. You really don't do anything different. You're kind of wishing and hoping that things will get better and you'll get one more sale, whatever the case may be. So it's not that exciting. I'll give you an example. Okay, typically in today's day and age, most companies give 3% merit increases. I have yet to see anybody get excited about, ooh, I got a 3% raise. Okay, you're going to do the same old, same old. It's not a big enough stretch. Your behaviors will not change. You're really just kind of going sideways. You're going sideways. But now we get to the C type goal. And the C type of a goal is the goal you want. It's the goal you want. So let me give you some examples of some goals that are C-type goals that you've probably heard of from history. Okay, the first one is the Wright brothers. Okay, we all know who the Wright brothers are, but did you know that they were bicycle mechanics who wanted to be the first to fly? They totally changed our world, right? They wanted it so badly. A lot of people wanted it, but they had the determination. They spent countless hours and days and years working on it. And people have said, well, I only flew for 14 seconds. Now their philosophy was, we actually flew for 14 seconds. Okay? They had the drive and the belief. Then John F. Kennedy. In 1961, he made a declaration that we are going to go to the moon. We are going to go to the moon. Now, we had no idea how to do it, but the scientists had the will and the desire. You know, this year we're celebrating 50 years since Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. There was the will, the desire. It was a big goal. Nobody had ever done it before. That's a C-type goal. Another example is Sir Edmund Hillary. Sir Edmund Hillary conquered Mount Everest. He was the first person to hit the summit, to be at the top of the world. Now, here's what a lot of people don't know about Sir Edmund Hillary. It took him 3 times. Now, many, many people had tried it, and it died. Okay? He didn't know how he was going to do it. He was a beekeeper from New Zealand. He had no idea, but he worked on it and thought about it, tried it 3 times. That's not an easy thing to do. You know, I have a good friend who has made all 7 summits of the world. She's such an inspiration to me. And one of the things she has said is that without Sir Edmund Hillary, my dreams wouldn't have come true. Now, those are C goals. Nobody has ever done that before. Okay, so they're big ones. They're big ones. But let's talk about your C type of a goal. Your C type of a goal is something that you have never done before. You don't have any idea how you're going to do it. But man, if you could do it, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool? It'd be really, really cool, right? So you can't stop thinking about it. It just really, really excites you. But here's the other thing about that C-type goal. It should scare you. It should scare you because you don't have any idea how to do it. It is so far out there and out of the box. Okay, that's a C-type goal. And I'm going to tell you something. This is really important. You have to really, really want it, not somebody else. You have to really, really want it because you're the one that's going to do the work. Here's the real reason why you have to really, really, really want it. Because there are so many naysayers out there. Quite frankly, they're probably close to you. They might be a spouse, they might be a relative, they might be your best friend, they might be a coworker, whatever the case may be. And you can't listen to what they say. They're the dream stealers, as I like to call them. Okay, you have to become like water off a duck's back. It's just got to roll right off you. You cannot listen to what they say because you can't give up. No, you can't give up. You just got to keep working at it, thinking about it, just constantly, constantly, constantly. You'll be so excited and you'll be scared. Maybe it's opening up your own business, something you always wanted to do, but it scares the living daylights out of you. Don't listen to people when they say, oh, most new businesses fail. Well, you're not most people, right? Your business is not most. That's how you have to think. You have to become pretty thick-skinned, I guess you could say. You know, here's the other thing about that goal. You're going to go after it, and maybe you don't quite make it just yet. Okay, but this is what's so very, very important. You are growing. Because here's the thing about goals. Goals are not for getting. They're for growing. Goals are for growing. So as you're working towards this big C goal that you have put into place, you're going to be growing. And that in itself is a win. That in itself is a win. So, SMART goals. I told you I firmly believe that SMART goals are really dumb. I do. Now, I didn't used to think that way because in business, in school, we are told set SMART goals. SMART goals are really, really smart. So let's talk about those. Parts of them are smart, but parts of them are really dumb. Okay, the first part, S, stands for specific. You need a specific goal. Because if you don't have a specific goal or a specific destination, you're not going to get there. So you want to make sure that your goal is very specific. I want to earn $200,000. Okay. The M for measurable. Yes, it needs to be measurable. You just can't say, I want to earn a lot of money. It has to be measurable. You've got to check along the way to make sure that you are achieving that goal. Next two letters, not so much. Attainable. Unattainable goal is an A or a B goal. Being attainable is, I want to make $5,000 a month, okay? Is making $80,000 a month attainable? Most people would say no, it's not attainable. The R is for realistic. You don't want a realistic goal. You want an illogical goal. Don't be logical about it. Think big. Think out there, okay? You want to own a private island. Is that realistic? Some people know, but to you, it's a realistic goal. You are going to go after it. You don't want a realistic goal. You want an illogical goal. Timely? Absolutely. You need to put a date on it. Now, you might not always hit that date, but if you don't have a date, it's like having a wish. So an example would be, I want to earn $200,000 by January 2021. Okay, put a date on it. If you miss the date, you just set a new date. That's not a big deal. So I hope you agree that C goals are the kind of goals that we want to set, but why don't we set those C goals? If we know that they're great goals and we're going to get everything that we want, why don't we set those goals? Well, the reason why we don't set those goals, okay, you've heard it before. I don't want to fail. Feel fear of failure. Okay, but we just talked about the goals are not for getting, goals are for growing. So don't worry about failing. Here's why you're not setting those goals. Because your paradigm, your belief is that you don't set those kind of goals. You should set goals that are logical. But see, goals are not logical. We are programmed to be logical human beings. C goals are not logical. So your paradigm, your belief is stopping you. It is stopping you from setting that goal. Our paradigm believes we have limits. Deep down, we believe we have limits. But I'm going to tell you what, there are no limits. You can do anything you decide to do. Key word, you have to decide that you want to do it. So you have to decide, what is it that I really want to do? Napoleon Hill wrote my favorite book, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. You know, I have read that book every day for about the last 90 days. Okay? And in that book, this is what Napoleon Hill said. Yeah, I mean, it is so spot on. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Okay? We become our thoughts. We absolutely become our thoughts. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about A goals or B goals? Are you thinking about what you can't do or what you can do? What you want to do? Okay, so let's look at our mind. Not our brain, but our mind. Because everything happens in the mind. So I'm going to take you through this little drawing. We call it the stick person. Okay, and at the top is your mind. Because your mind is where the paradigms lie, where your beliefs lie. Okay, so the mind is the big circle, and then below it, you have the little circle, which is the body. Most of us think of ourselves as the body, but really, it's all in the mind. Okay, and at the very top, you'll see that top part of the circle, that's your thinking mind. That is where all the knowledge that you gained in school and through all of your senses, your five senses, that's where it's gathered. Okay, that's where all your knowledge is stored, what you learned in school, what you memorized, etc. See, you can decide what you learned and what you haven't learned and what you believe and what you don't believe. Okay, then there's that little line there, and that little line is where the paradigm, you can either come a good paradigm or a bad paradigm, and it'll go into your subconscious mind. Okay, that lower part is your subconscious mind. And what your subconscious mind is, it's where your beliefs are. It's that long-term conditioning. It's things that you've learned over the years. It's the foods that you like, because if you grew up with certain foods, those are the foods that you like. If your parents like them, chances are you're going to like them. Okay? It's your surroundings. It's how you grew up. If you are a baby that was born in New York City into an American family, you know, a family that speaks English, 2 days after you're born, you're adopted by a family in China. Guess what? You're probably not going to be speaking English, right? When you're living in China, your surroundings are that they're speaking Chinese. That's what you're going to learn. Okay? That's the long-term conditioning. Okay? And if you hear it enough up here, if you see it enough, if you think it enough, if you talk about it enough, in your conscious mind, you're going to push it, push it, push it down, and it's going to go into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind can't make a decision. It just is. Whatever you tell it, it is. Whatever it is you believe. Okay? So, whatever you're thinking is going to go into your subconscious mind. So you got to do that check. Am I thinking about the right things? Am I thinking about making money, or am I thinking about the debt I have to pay off? I'm in debt. I'm in debt. You think about debt, you're going to get more debt. You're going to just get more of whatever you're thinking about. So then you go to your subconscious mind, okay? And you'll see that your subconscious mind is tied to your body, and it'll push down and push down and push down. And whatever you are feeling, because see, your subconscious mind is not just about thinking, it's feeling whatever you are thinking. It's going to push it and it's going to go into your body. I'll give you an example. If you had to be somebody that had to get on stage, and you are nervous and you are scared and you don't want to do it, you keep saying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And you're feeling anxious about it. Your body reacts. It's when you start getting those butterflies in your stomach. Okay, that's when you get on stage and you start stuttering and you're nervous and all of those things, okay? And in our subconscious mind, when it pushes it into the body is what takes action. The body is what makes that extra phone call. That body is the thing that goes and sees another customer. That body is really in charge. Now it starts at your subconscious, but your body is what goes into action. And see, you can want these goals as much as humanly possible, more than you ever thought you could. But if you don't do something different, if you don't take action, if you don't take the actions like somebody that is making $80,000 a year, it's not going to happen. You can hope and wish all you want and put it out to the universe. But if you don't take action, but see, you won't take action if you don't have the feeling, if you don't have the desire. So when you have got the feeling and the desire, you're going to start to take action, and you're going to take the right kind of action. And with the right kind of action, you're going to get the right results. Because with the right action, you're going to take the results. Now you might believe, well, I'm already doing this, I'm taking action. Guess what? If it's in your paradigm that you don't believe that you can do it, it's not going to happen. It might happen for a little while, but it's not going to be permanent results. Your mind is marvelous. The two parts, you've got that conscious mind, you've also got the subconscious mind. Remember that subconscious mind is going to accept everything, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's what you want or don't want. So you've got to put yourself in check and make sure you are thinking about things that you want, not what you don't want. That's what most people do, is they think about the things that they don't want. No, you got to think about what you want. It's got to be held in your subconscious, and then it'll move into your body. See, your body will accept whatever the subconscious mind tells it. And the subconscious mind has no choice. Whatever your mind tells it, it must be true. Whatever you're thinking, it must be true. And your actions are going to determine your results. Your actions will determine your results. You'll be so jazzed about it if you've got the right thing in your subconscious mind that you can't help but win. See, in your conscious mind, that's your thinking mind, that's where all of your dreams start. So what are you thinking about? You want to brainstorm and you want to come up with some great big things. Then it moves down as you're thinking about all of those great things, those seagulls, it's going to go into your subconscious mind, and that's the feeling part. Once you have the feeling and that desire, I like to say, I can tell that I'm feeling it if I'm getting goosebumps. Okay, once you've got that, then it's going to move into your body, and that's when it's going to really start to take action, and you're going to start to see the results. But you've got to feel it. You've got to feel it. That is one of the biggest mistakes that people make, is they say that they want to do something, but they really, really don't own it. You've got to feel it. Once you feel it, your body is going to go into action, and then you're going to get the reaction, and you're going to get the results that you want. You've got to have the feeling behind it. So the formula for achievement, again, is you've got to have the fantasy. You've got to have a great big goal. Now, people have asked me, how do I get that great big goal? You've got to fantasize about it. You've got to daydream. You've got to kind of do some brainstorming with yourself. One of the best things you can do is just take out a pad of paper and just write any crazy idea that you come up with that you would like to do. Okay, so you've got to brainstorm. Have some fun with it. This is a great, great exercise. Have some fun with it. After you've written down 2, 3, 400 different things, something's going to resonate with you. And that's a good chance that that's going to be your C goal. So once you've got that C goal in mind, you're going to be persistent. You're going to keep working at it. You're going to think about it all of the time. You just can't give it up. You just can't give it up. You're going to think and think and think, and all of a sudden, things are going to start coming to you. The ideas of how you can accomplish it. You're going to start to attract the people that you need. Okay? That's when you've gone into theory. And you keep working on it, and all of a sudden, that theory is going to turn into fact because you're going to start to see better results. But it all starts with the daydream. All starts with the dream. So you've got to take the time. Have some fun with it. It's one of the most fun things that you can do is to daydream. The other thing that's really important about changing your paradigm, you have to change your paradigm. You have to start to believe it because without belief, nothing is going to happen, is to use a goal card. Now, we've always heard that you need to write goals down. But you write goals down and then you forget about it. But with a goal card, what you do is you write down your C-type goal and you read it. And you read it often. You read it several times a day with feeling. Because without feeling, nothing is going to happen. So you've got that C-type goal, but you take it one step farther and you act as if you've already got it. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning 200,000. So you start to act as if, you start to believe it, and you repeat it and you repeat it and you repeat it. So having a goal card to me is just one of the best things you can do. And not just have one, have them wherever. I've got them in several different purses and wallets. I carry them in pockets. So I can look at that every day. If I get into a little bit of a funk, I pull that goal card out. And I would venture to say that I read that goal card probably about 50 times every single day. Now I know that sounds a little crazy, but that's part of the formula for achievement. What you've got to do is you've got to study every day. You got to read something every day. You got to work on your goal every single day. And it is about repetition. Remember I said that I have been reading Think and Grow Rich for about 90 days? Now by then, of course, I've read it and I've reread it. The secret is repetition. Bob Proctor has read Think and Grow Rich every single day. Yes, every single day for the last 58 years. Every single day for the last 58 years. If you saw the picture, what his book looked like, it's totally fallen apart. I mean, it's held together with a rubber band. But he reads it every single day. So repetition, auto-suggestion, all of those things are critical. That will help you in changing your paradigm. But you also need an accountability partner. You need a mentor because paradigms take a long time to get in there and they're hard to get out. You need somebody that's checking in with you all the time because you can't see the forest through the trees. Your paradigm is not letting you see that you have a paradigm. Okay, so you need a mentor. You need somebody to work alongside to help you to change that paradigm. You need a proven method. Don't reinvent the wheel. These methods have been in place for over 100 years. They work. They work. So you need that proven method, and that will make all the difference in the world for you and help you to change that paradigm, help you to realize you can do whatever you want, help you to set and achieve that C goal. So now for the rest of the year, what you want to do is you want to reset your goal and ask yourself, have I set a C goal? Is it scary? Do I think that I can do it? If you think you can do it, it's not a C goal. Think bigger. You gotta think bigger. That's what a C-type goal is. And remember, you should be scared. And you really need to want it. Because without want and desire, it's not going to happen. And then what you've got to do is you've got to work on changing your paradigm. Because if you don't change your paradigm, It's not going to make a difference. It might for a short period of time, but it will not be a permanent change. So, desire. You have to have a desire to change. People don't like to change, let's face it, but you have to have a desire to change and to change that paradigm. Now, if you have that desire, let's schedule a free call. Let me help you with your goal setting. Okay, we can take 45 minutes to an hour and we can talk about your goals. Okay, you can either click on for my calendar or you can send me an email and we'll set up a time to talk. Here's what I want you to know is that if you don't want to change your paradigm, that's okay. Okay, because you have to want to do this. You have to want to do this. But I ask this of you. If you are not willing to change your paradigm, please stop beating yourself up. You're wondering why you're not achieving your goals. You're thinking it's you. It's not you, it's your paradigm. And I would love to help you to change that paradigm. I would love to help you to set that new C goal and go after it. So why don't you reach out to me? Let's set up a call. We'll talk for 45 minutes to an hour. It's free. You're under no obligation. And maybe we can help you to get what you truly want. Because I know you don't want to change. Nobody wants to change. But let's change that paradigm. I love this quote by my mentor, Bob Proctor. It says, change is inevitable, but personal growth is a choice. I challenge you to take the choice for personal growth. Thanks so much. I'm Janet Metzger, and I'll see you on the side of success.